All right, guys, I want to thank you for coming back for another video. We are starting to approach springtime here in Pennsylvania. We're going to get the GT500 out today. We got some exciting new stuff going on. So we're going to get the GT500 out. We're going to get it inspected. We're getting ready to cruise soon. So stay tuned. All right, guys, so today what we're going to be doing, we're going to be getting the GT500 inspected. It is now like March 7th. You can see inspection stickers are up. I was doing some maintenance on all the vehicles today, so I happen to be able to squeeze this thing in at the dealer. Some things we're going to be doing today, though. IC pump relay. This thing has been fucking me on the regular basis. My intercooler pump stopped on me last week when I was doing some cruising. Saw IATs around like 200, had to shut it down, flick the relay a couple times to get it started, and it eventually starts back up. So what we're going to be doing today on the way to the dealer to get an inspection, we're going to be stopping for some mini bus fuses. I'm going to basically remove this relay and jumper pins 1 and 5. 1 and 5, if you can see that, and that is going to bypass that relay, keep the pump on with key on. No more fucking around with that pump shutting off. Another thing we're going to be doing, we're going to be taking off, finally, we're going to be taking off the stock GT500 mufflers. You guys have heard the car before, you know what it sounds like. I'm cruising with guys that have Corsa Extremes and guys that have SLP loudmouths, and I can't hear my car ever. So today we got a set of Borla Touring mufflers coming in. We're going to go ahead and do the install on that, and then we'll do a little bit of pre-footage on the way up to the dealer so you guys can hear what these mufflers sound like. The stock mufflers, at least, with 1 7/8 long tubes and catless X-pipe. So you can hear what that sounds like before we throw the Borla Tourings on there, and then kind of get an idea what the difference in sound is going to be for you guys. A lot of guys question what this stuff sounds like. I'm not going to go ahead and whip this thing hard. I'm still breaking in the clutch. It's cold out. I'm not trying to give it the full sauce right now until I got a little bit more mileage on the clutch, but you guys can at least hear some part throttle. So let's go ahead and get a cold start on this thing, and we'll get ready to go. So I did just start the car. Pump is running right now, but on the first initial start, the pump was not running. So I had to go over here and kind of jiggle this relay to get it started. And it's still running, but what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna throw a jumper wire in there for now just to get me to the dealer. I don't wanna have issues on the way there. On the way back, we're gonna stop and get a fuse and finally be done with this fucking relay. We are ready to let the bald eagles fly. UPS guy just got here with my Amazon order. This was not supposed to come in until Tuesday. I just ordered this yesterday, but Amazon got it out to me next day. So this is pretty awesome to find this out today. Wife asked what this was, and she's gonna come and creep on me. I told her I told her it was a $4,800 supercharger. She wasn't too happy with that, but she don't really know the difference, right? It really is a supercharger.
Yeah, okay.
All right, you want to see?
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and unbox this big old Kenny Bell supercharger that I got used for a deal of $4,800. All right, here we got the fuel injectors and the fuel system. All right, so now that my wife left me to play, she still probably thinks this is a supercharger. But as you guys can see, these are Borla Touring mufflers. I was going to go with Corsa Sports. I really wanted something that was not overly obnoxious. Again, guys, I already have 1 7/8 long tubes. I have a 3-inch Cook's off-road X-pipe. I have a stock mid-pipe with stock mufflers. I wanted something with a little bit more tone, but I didn't want obnoxious. The Corsa Sports, from what I hear, they're going to be pretty obnoxious, and I did not want drone. So it was a choice basically between these and the Corsas for no drone. I decided to go with something that was half the price and maybe half of the volume. So Borla is where it's going to be at. I don't know what the hell happened here. Some of this foam must have melted, but it looks like on the mufflers, got some of that foam on the mufflers, so we're going to go ahead and scrape that off. But these tips are nice big 4-inch tips as opposed to those stock puny tips. So hopefully this should rumble a little bit. So we'll go ahead and get the car up in the air, and we'll get cracking on this and see what it sounds like. All right, so before we go ahead and start on the muffler install, we're gonna go ahead and take out this jumper that I did earlier for the intercooler fuse, or the intercooler relay bypass. As you guys know, bypassed pins 1 and 5 to go ahead and get the intercooler running. I went ahead and got some mini bus fuses. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a 20 amp fuse in there. And just like that, it should fit, maybe not. All right, I guess I will probably have to go ahead and angle those pins a little bit. All right, so if you guys can see there, I angled these pins a little bit. Basically what that's gonna do is that's gonna allow the fuse to sit inside that relay box now. So go ahead and drop that guy in there, and boom, that is how you bypass your intercooler pump relay. So now what we should hear is on accessory, the intercooler pump and fans should come on. And you hear the fans on, that's a good sign. And that pump should be running. And you can see some fluid moving, so that is good. Hopefully that is gonna fix all our problems with this intercooler pump, because I'm getting really tired of pulling over and fucking around with that relay to get this working. So now that that's done, we can go ahead and get back to those Borlas and get those things installed, see if these things rumble. All right, guys, I got the final adjustments about as best as I can on this without dicking around with the mid-pipe a little too much. I may end up swapping out the mid-pipe with a 3-inch mid-pipe in the future, just because I'm not a fan of the factory mid-pipe. But let's go ahead and start this thing up and see if it sounds anything different. Well guys, as a finale to this video, you guys have heard the outside of the car. You guys have heard what the Borla Touring sounds like. In my opinion, going back and looking back at the footage side by side with the stock mufflers and the Borla Tourings, Borla Touring, they are boring. Borla Tourings, I don't think these are any louder than stock. Honestly, I think that they are a little bit more subdued than stock. Maybe that's because the tone is a little bit deeper than what the stock mufflers were, but the car is going back up in the air. I'm taking these off. I'm going to send them back. So stay tuned for what the next steps are going to be. I'm going to have to figure something out. So we'll see what we end up with on the next time around with mufflers for the car. Stay tuned. Let me know what you guys think.